All right, guys, today I'm going to show you how to put front brakes on a 2007 Honda Civic. All right, guys, so all I got to do is make sure you loosen your lug nuts or use your jack. And get your tire off. I think we can do this in about 12 minutes. We're gonna find out. So the other side's already done. I hadn't done brakes in a long time, so my father-in-law did the other side and I watched him. So now I'm gonna do this side. We're gonna see just what I learned today. I'm going to turn the wheel to make it a little easier. I put the tire up underneath the front just in case the jack fails. There's two simple bolts, one at the top, one at the bottom.
Damn.
Well, it's tight. It's loose now. And then we got to just simply get this off of there. There you go. Actually come off pretty easy. There is no brake left on this backside over here. So I'm going to simply pull off the back brake. As you can see how thin this is. That is super thin. It's almost nothing left. Luckily there's no rotor damage. So I'm going to take that off and I'm going to put this back on. Put the bolts back in it. If I can get it lined up. There we go. One. There's two. So tighten these back down. Come on. There we go. Maybe I can do it in 12 minutes, maybe not. Find out. I may have to take this one back out and redo it. I think I cross-threaded it. Let's just take it out and redo it. Start over on it. That's it. Check this out. Now we're playing with fire. You can sometimes you just got to show some authority. Now the caliper is in here. You got to get from the back side, right? You got to push the caliper in order to keep. Is that normal? And all I'm trying to do right now is push the caliper in, that way I don't have to bleed the brakes. Can you spartan up that?
A little bit more.
I'll take it back off and take a peek at it, make sure that caliper's pushed in. That way you don't have to bleed the brakes no more. You got fluid going everywhere. All this took for this car was a 1/2-inch socket and lug nut wrench, really. That's it to do the brakes. Now we're going to take off this other side.
You don't look at it.
Is it? No, it is. Yeah. Hardly anything left, but this is the bad one. You can literally see there's nothing on there at all. I mean, it's metal. All right, so you take your new brakes, slide them into the There we go. The other one, slide it into the slots. Make sure they're nice and tight. And put it back together. And make sure your caliper's pushed in. There you go. So I'm going to put this off and do it again, right? All right, so we got the caliper pushed all the way back in. We have the new brakes on. And now we just simply put this on, like so. Gonna re-put the bolts in it. I'm gonna set you all down for just a second. So this one's just a simple 1/2-inch socket. You gotta mainly do it by hand. Now when we take these off, you can take a C-clamp and put it one side on that caliper and the other side back here and tighten it up, and also push that caliper in that way with a C-clamp. It's a little bit easier. We just didn't have a C-clamp handy, and so I wanted to show you how you could do it without having the C-clamp. So tighten these bolts down. wheel back on. And that's it. So now I simply just put the tire back on and brakes are done. All right, guys, so that was it. Start to finish with him showing me how to do it. It took us about 40 minutes. But there's reasonably, once you start doing this on your own, you could probably do this in 20-25 minutes total time. It's a very quick, easy process. Just make sure you get that caliper pushed back in either with a C-clamp or the way that we did it, just using a long screwdriver or a lug nut wrench. That way you don't get air in your lines and gotta bleed them. That makes it a very, very, very simple process. All right, so now I'm gonna take her for a test ride and just make sure that everything's operational around the back neighborhood here. That way, I won't get going too fast, and that way if I can't stop, if I did something wrong, I can always pull the emergency brake and then limp my way back home. But I'm gonna check it out and see what it does. All right, so I'm back at the house. I went on a test drive. Everything works great. There was no problem. The brakes were a tad bit squishy, probably the first 2 or 3 times I touched them. After that, everything tightened up nice and neat, and no issues. So if you need brakes, you don't necessarily have to go pay up to, I've seen as much as $129, but a lot of places you can get them for 79 bucks, but you can do it yourself for $30. And it took 40 minutes, and it took nothing more than the lug nut wrench for the tires, a 1/2-inch socket for this car, and either a long screwdriver, or you can use a lug nut wrench to get in there. The long screwdriver actually ended up working better in the long run. But that's all it took. That's all it took to put brakes on. Just make sure you get them before you get into your rotors, because then you're talking about a whole nother monster. All right, y'all take care out there. Be safe. Hopefully this helps somebody. Like button, subscribe button. Hell, or even ring the bell maybe. I don't know. Y'all take care. I'll see you soon.